Well, hello guys, and I'm here, and today is the last day that we will do the F1 thing. Today, well, yesterday was the last F1 race, and we're gonna recap it. But before that, we need to address something because we lost something and someone that was very dear for the sport, and we know this. We know this one from 2011 until 2025. And if you have no idea what I'm talking about, well, it is the DRS. We lost the DRS. This was the last race that we've ever seen the DRS. The first person that activated the DRS was Jensen, the first that pressed the DRS button. Well, who will be the last one this time? And there is another big news. Yuki Tsunoda is gonna be dropped by Red Bull next year. Next year it will be Max Verstappen and Isaac Hedger. And Arvin Lindblad will join Racing Bulls. Another thing, Kick Sauber is no Sauber anymore. So that's kind of a big hit. Which is, well, pretty heavy. I'm gonna miss this Sauber. And I'm gonna miss the DRS. It's interesting to see that I saw the 2010, 2011, 2012, 2013, 14, and a little bit of 15 season. And now I saw the last season where the DRS was available. So now let's move into practice 1. Well, practice 1, nothing too much interesting, only that the Leclerc brothers were racing and the team was making a little bit joking here that Sauber called the Leclerc Big Leclerc when Bortolo asked which Leclerc is this, and then JP told Verstappen that he had 3 seconds to Leclerc Jr. Honestly, it would be pretty nice to see both of them in Ferrari at the same time. But we know that will not, I think, happen. But I don't know, I haven't seen that. But there were other drivers as well. So first was the one that won, or was first was Norris, then Verstappen, Leclerc, Antonelli, Hülkenberg, Russell, Bortoleto, Berman, Sainz, Colapinto, Rio Hikarawa, Hajar, Aaron, Patrico O'Ward, Lindblad, Arthur Leclerc, Iwasa, Browning, Crawford, and Shields. That was from practice number 1. We're gonna now look into practice number 2, which again I haven't seen practices, so again I'm going to only say the results. Again, Lando Norris at first, Verstappen second. Again, these two are in nice. Then a pair of Mercedes and Saubers of Russell and Berman, and Hülkenberg and Bortoleto. Then was Hedger, Leclerc, Alonso, Antonelli, Piastri at 11th, Stroll, Sainz, Hamilton, Albon, Ocon, Tsunoda, Lawson, and the pair of Alpines of Colapinto and Gasly. Practice number 3. Well, in practice number 3 was George Russell that topped the session. The second was Norris. Next was Verstappen. Then was Alonso, Piastri, a pair of Haas of Ocon and Bannerman, Charles Leclerc, Antonelli, Albon, Bortoleto, Sainz, Hülkenberg, Stroll, the pair of racing bulls of Lawson and Hadjar, Gasly, Hamilton, Colapinto, and Yuki Tsunoda. And now we have the qualifying. If you have no idea what is gonna happen, well, I'm going to tell it right now. We have the fight for the championship. There are 3 drivers that are left in the championship: Oscar Piastri, Max Verstappen, and Lando Norris. Lando Norris leading the championship by 12 points ahead of Verstappen, and Piastri is losing 16 points to Lando Norris. What he needs to do, Lando is need to finish in top 3. The problem is the Mercs and Charles is actually pretty fast. So this might be actually a challenge for him. So let's see and let's find out who will be the 2025 World Champion, and if it will be another World Champion. So we are in it, and we are gonna go for it. Q1. Again, we have eliminations of double of Alpines, of Gasly, Colapinto, sadly Nico Hülkenberg, Albon, and again Hamilton for whatever reason. And, well, the last race with Ferrari is not good. Next, in Q2, was Stroll eliminated, Antonelli, Lawson, Sainz, and Behrman. For whatever reason, I think that there was like a lap deletion, I think. And Yuki went into Q3, but he didn't even set the time. So in Q3, before it ended, in 10 was Yuki Tsunoda, 9 was Hadjar, 8 was Ocon, 7 was Bortoleto, 6 was Alonso, 5th was Charles Leclerc, 4th was George Russell, 3rd was Piastri, 2nd was Norris, and the pole was belonging again to Max Verstappen. So Max only what he needs to do is to win this race, which we know he won it 4 times. So it might not be an issue for him. So now let's see how the race progresses. At the start it was pretty calm. Problem for Russell where he had a little bit of wheel spin and lost positions to Alonso and I think even Bortoleto. Max Verstappen though keeping the lead. And Oscar Piastri though and Lando Norris from the first lap in the second after the second DRS zone over to Lando by the outside wearing hards instead of mediums. The mediums were actually here kind of worse again than the hard tires. Piastri was going now a different strategy, which is interesting because now it's the last race and they are now going a different strategies. So yeah, it wasn't anything noteworthy, but Hamilton was on the softs and was slowly getting more and more. For this now to be, this was a 58 lap race, obviously, and we had a pretty long race ahead of us. So we grabbed everything, and the race was now just stuck behind everyone. Charles was close though to Norris and was trying to keep up with him, but again, Ferrari had an issue with Ferrari himself. So the problem is that the Ferrari had worse tire wear. So Charles then was a little bit dropping over the pace little by little, and it was Max in the lead, Oscar in second, and Lando in third. Charles was still close. Russell was still fighting through, overtaking Alonso, but saying that his brakes were a little bit different, and then he had to press it more harder, I guess. And he had a little bit of issues because this would be actually the last driver that would actually help in this. But yeah, it was there and it was going. For Max Verstappen, it was going absolutely smoothly. Uh, Russell went to pits to undercut Leclerc and Norris, so they needed to respond to it. Which they did with Lando and Charles, and they pitted from the mediums to hards, and they were ahead of Russell. But problem for Leclerc, he was a little bit much behind, and he was then overtaken, I think, by Russell. I think, but or I think or not, I don't know fully, but they had, I think, a little scrap there. But then Charles again pulled ahead of him. Russell was actually now playing the Alonso game that he actually just blocked everyone and a 20-second gap to the drivers behind. Well, Charles had 20 seconds lead over Russell. So now what was left for Lando to do was just drive it home, because we've never seen that Charles would actually be fast enough with that Ferrari to do it. So he went, and well, they were going and going, lap 53, and there is a crash that's coming in. It was Hamilton, Stroll, Sainz, and Hadjar that collided in that turn 5. And no, I'm joking. No, there was not any crash. But there was a moment which Yuki was ahead of Lando, and they told Yuki to at least at least hold him up for a little bit. And Yuki tried it. He swerved into left, into right, and into left, pushing Lando off the track. And Lando overtook him off the track. Some people saw it and thought that it was absolutely bullshit, that he should not have the 5-second penalty. Yuki obviously get it because he moved twice. You are not allowed to move twice. When you do one-time move and then you back off from it, you should not do it again. So now it's again Max Verstappen in the lead, Piastri second, Norris is in third. Fourth is then Charles Leclerc after overtaking Tsunoda. But Leclerc was catching Norris. Leclerc was really quickly catching Norris. Well, not quickly, but he was actually taking time out off from him. But was it enough for him? Well, lap 58 or 58, and Max Verstappen is winning the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix for a fifth time this season, I think, or sixth. Now he's on par with Lewis Hamilton. Both of them have now the same wins on this track. Second, Oscar Piastri. Very close to Max Verstappen in the first stint, actually. Closely going behind him, but not enough with the medium tires, which actually feels like it was worse for the medium tires than for the hards. And third was Lando Norris. Lando Norris finished third and took the 2025 World Championship title for himself by 2 points. And fourth was Charles Leclerc. Fifth was George Russell. Sixth was Alonso. Seventh was Ocon. Eighth was Hamilton. Ninth was Hülkenberg. 10th, Lance Stroll. 11th, Bortoleto. 12th, Behrman. Sainz was 13th. Yuki 14th. Antonelli 15th. 16th was Albon. Then in 17 was Hadjar. 18 Lawson. And then a pair of Alpines of Gasly and Colapinto. Well, and that was it. But now a good question arises. Who was the last person that pressed the DRS? Well, it turns out it's Kimi Antonelli. So the first driver that pressed the DRS button was Jameson Button, and the last driver was Kimi, the last driver that pressed the DRS, Antonelli. It's not fitting for it, but here it is. Rookie with Alonso, who is there, one of the oldest. When the DRS was, I think, he was like 4 years old, I think. But yeah, this was it. Antonelli was the last person that pressed the DRS button, and we are now without the DRS. But now let's not hinder that. Let's focus on the following. Lando Norris winning the championship title only by mere 2 points. And finally, for him, 2024 wasn't his year. He was in a title fight, but he wasn't in it that much. 2025, though, he was in it. His first half of the season was not good, but the second season was very, very, very nice. And he got it. He got it. He snatched it away from Oscar Piastri after Zandvoort. He had 39 for more than 30 points gap deficit, and then he clawed it back up. Clawed his way back and got the championship win. There it is. For first and the next time we have another Great Britain World Champion. And Lando joins the 34 drivers. So now it's originally 35 drivers that won a championship in Formula One. If you want to know something, there is 76 titles between these drivers. And this was it. This was the last race in Abu Dhabi of 2025. It's a little bit sour taste for me because there's no more F1, and I would love to see another one. But I will do another one here, and I will do ranking of my own seasons that I've seen across the years. Because I've seen the beginnings, I've seen the 2010s, 11, 12, 13, 14, now I've seen the 2025. I will try to rank these seasons, and I might try to ranking some seasons even when I haven't seen those. So that might be the next part of the video. But that's it for today. And I thanks everyone for listening to these reviews, 3 reviews that I did. And I'll see you in the next video. Stay sandwiched everyone, and bye bye.